And obviously, the difference is on one side, he's imitating 100 million people, right? The same when he's dressed up as the cell phone customer, he's imitating 100 million people, 100 million potential customers, right? However many cell phone customers there are out there, probably 200 million, maybe 500 million. Everybody has a cell phone nowadays. But on the other end, he's dressed up as an individual. So the individual feels, and people that the individual, you know, to support that individual, hey, we can't have him, you know, satire us and make fun of us. But he also dressed up like 100 million of us. Like 100 million of us going to attack Drewski for that cell phone impersonation on the couch with Zoe. How dare him? How dare him be next to that beautiful woman on that couch? You know, but that's my version of satire. If anybody hasn't caught my version of satire, but yeah, man. But back to Kanye West, man. Just to put a bow on it, Kanye West, the safety guy. Kanye West to say he made me change. He made me change my safety habits. You know what I'm saying? As far as just that, literally every time, most of the time I get in the car and I hear that dude, I think of Kanye West. I don't think of Allstate Insurance. I don't think of State Farm. I don't think of American Family Insurance. I think of Kanye West. And and this is I'll end it on this. And that's why cultural appropriation is necessary. It's required in today's day and time. So, for instance, I I enjoy watching C-SPAN. C-SPAN is a channel where they talk about I don't know, they have people on what's it called, testifying, to testify in front of Congress, and they're changing the laws and doing all those things, right? One of my favorite things to watch is that. I should be in those meetings, and hopefully one day I'll get there. Um, but sometimes I listen in, and I'm fascinated about the laws. I'm fascinated about the who's going to be held accountable. But sometimes I guess my language or my interpretation skills, I can't understand what half of the stuff you guys are saying. It's just a collection of words and sounds, and I don't understand things. I promise to God. I promise on everything I love. I listen to you all talk, and I have no idea. This is how much pollution, and somebody, well, this much pollution, and there's no visual format of, there's no visual of what's being discussed. There's hardly any charts. There's no video display. There's it's just a collection of sounds, and I don't understand it. And then Jasmine Crockett starts to speak. Jasmine Crockett, the young lady representative in Texas. And I can understand Jasmine Crockett. I can understand exactly what Jasmine Crockett is talking about. I can understand it. I can't explain it. I can't explain why one group of people, how they interpret the law and how they explain the law doesn't resonate in my ear and doesn't resonate in my brain. Somebody can call me stupid or call me illiterate for that. But then I hear Jasmine Crockett, and her facial, she'll turn a page and raise her eyebrow and look at the page. I'm like, I already know what she's thinking, because that's in our cultural DNA. Just that facial expression change, just that smirk on her face. I know what that energy is to move the expressions on the face while she's reading and explaining law. I'm like, oh, that's what it is. They didn't let you guys look at the law, or this and that happened, and all these other things. And that's why cultural appropriation is necessary. Because we get into a situation where one person is sending a message, but some of us who aren't part of that culture can't understand it. So God bless, the sister Jasmine Crockett, Cory Booker, and I think Miss Adams, Abrams, what's the lady name of Georgia, still doing her thing. Power to the people movement and everything. But yeah, man, it's just putting a bow on it. Sometimes the where the message come from is very important. So Kanye West, like I said, 1.6 million people get in a car accident. Not very many people have the ability to make a song after the accident that people can learn from. Everybody has the ability to do that. To make a song after the accident, but most of us are, driving in pain. If I'm in a car accident, I got wires in my mouth and bedridden and looking like Emmett Till and on life support. He might be in too much. Most of us might be in too much. It doesn't mean that doesn't mean there's 1.5 million cowards in the world. That doesn't mean there's 1.5 million cowards. It's just that the bar that Kanye West has, or the gift that he has, so to speak, puts him in a position where he can articulate what he's talking about, where he can put he could use his gift, what I'm saying, to send a message. And ever since then, I've been wearing my seatbelt. But like I said, nobody likes the safety guy. It depends on who the safety guy is. The safety guy is Kanye West. After an accident, I like him. You know what I'm saying? The safety guy, and then we get into religion. If the safety guy is Jesus, but I'm Buddhist, or if I'm Indian, I might not get the message. But if I'm Shiva, what I'm saying, if Shiva's a safety guy, I'll get it, man. I understand Shiva. If I'm, and then, we have these, wars going on overseas, and, God bless, everybody that's fighting in that war, and hopefully things can get to a resolution. But yeah, that's my rant about Kanye West, the safety guy. Peace and blessings. We out.